Are you wondering if you should talk about your past relationship on your first date? Would that be inappropriate? Talking about your ex on the first date might bring awkwardness. So, what should you do? Talk or not? If this is something you are worried about, let's discuss why you shouldn't talk about your ex on the first date. First date is always a little nerve-wracking. You don't know the person, but you want to know them. The significant other may and may not like you. Maintain some decorum, show some manners, gratitude, bring your best on the table to impress. On the worst, your first date can be your worst date ever if you or your significant other say or behave the way is unexpected. First date is the moment when you can understand if you match your vibe with a significant other or not. If you both do like each other's company, it's a ticket for your second date. Why you shouldn't talk about your ex on the first date. It's harder to let go of your past relationship. If you recently had gone through a breakup and having it hard to let go of your feelings, emotions of your past relationship, it is understandable. The change is certainly good. If you develop a new interest in a person, you may find it easier to cope with your past relationship. But, on the first date, instead of talking positively and showing interest in knowing about the other person, you are insistently talking about your past relationship. It is clearly signals you are not ready to move on. Your repeated dwelling on the past clearly states that you are not giving priority to the person with whom you are on a date. You are making the other person feel less important and wasting their time. The more you talk about your ex, the more difficult it will get to move on. It can get harder to focus on your present and to focus on the person you are with. You will give the person wrong impression. Let's reverse the scenario. You are with a person on your first date and all you hear from him is the how he met with his ex, what they did, why they broke off, and it continues. Will that interest you? You went on a date assuming you will have a good time talking and knowing the person. Instead, what you find? The other person is clearly not ready to let go of his past. So, you came on the date with a wrong impression. And it's a complete waste of time. Thus, it makes sense even more why shouldn't ever talk about your past relationship on the first date. You can share things about your past, but after a few dates once both get comfortable with each other. Another most important reason I believe is you won't be able to know the new person closely enough. Ask yourself before going on a date, why do you want to date? To know and meet someone new, with whom you might get close enough to build a bond. Not every date ends up in a relationship. Some become good friends later. When you see the other person is attempting to know you, do not disrespect by bringing your past relationship. He/she might want to know if you were in a relationship, but certainly not interested in knowing your past history on the first date itself. If you had a great relationship with your ex and ended up on good notes, you can mention about them to the new person. Show them how respective you are and can bring out the best in a relationship. Ensure you don't overdo the ex-topic conversation as it might make your date uninterested or jealous. Do not add up any negative emotion or conversation on your first date. Talk small, positive and make each other laugh. That's what a first date should be.